So we're going to get into the 2023 awards ceremony. What type of year do we have? What do you guys think? It was a tough year for insurance business in general, right? So we're really going to talk a lot about how we overcame challenges, but it is a whole year's, how we look at the whole year in a whole. And I'm really, excited to present and really show my appreciation and really recognize all the top performers, which is everybody here, but especially the top performers. So we'll get into the awards, but first, before we do that, let's go over what we kind of accomplished last year. So this built the runway. This is a phrase that we've used many times, but this is basically something where we had to build our foundation so we could build momentum enough so we can take off. So we did a lot of paying our dues. What was another major thing that we accomplished, you think, as far as basics of insurance agency operations? Customer service. We just had a tremendous time of improving that because for a while it was voicemails after voicemails. People were getting upset at us. People were canceling with us. It was already a frustrating year for us, but it's also a frustrating year for a lot of our clients too. Non-renewals, converting to one pay, you got to pay 30% down. There's so many disruption in the insurance business that it was a frustrating time for our clients too. And then they call us, they can't even get a hold of us. We really built out our staff. We started recruiting. We have added 13 new teammates last year. I don't think any insurance agency that did that. Last year was a year where everyone kind of scaled back. Hey, let's wait till things get better. I was like, no, our customers need us, and let's build this thing out so we're better prepared for a year like this year. We also really got into data too. Okay, we got into phone calls. The phone system is all upgraded too. Before we couldn't even see who was on the phone. We also have more stats when it comes to phone call stats, voicemail stats. Another thing we did was we actually introduced managerial positions too. Before we didn't have any managers. So now we have managers and carrier access and relationships. 2023 results, okay? So we'll go month by month really quick here. January, we did $564K. So we moved into the new office. And then February, we did $641K. That was our best month ever. Back then, it was like everybody was feeling it, but we weren't yet. We kind of had a little delay reaction there. But that's when Victoria started. And that's when the Bristol West non-renewal started. So we had 800 non-renewals coming every single month. If you guys can remember, that was crazy. And that's kind of the reason why we had such big numbers, because all our clients were rewriting them. And then March, we really went off with 734K. That's still our best month ever. Okay, these are the levels we want to get back to, and I know we can. And that's when Lupe started with us, and Jenna started with us, and Alyssa started with us. So that was a great month for us to write that much and have these type of teammates join us. April, we did 548K. That's when Enrique started, and Ayaka started too. And G from Team CEO, our first hire there, also started. And then that is when the unfortunate day, a week after my dog Paris died, we got the call from Farmers, and that's when our binding authority suspension started. And that's when kind of things started changing from there, because it was a lot harder to write business. And in May, we went down to 500K. So we got into bad starting with Farmers, so I got disinvited to all the trips. And it got a lot harder. The underwriting thing started, but we were still working. Okay, Lupe got licensed that month on her first try, and then Jamie and Madi also got Jamie got licensed, and Madi got her life license. So we're still working hard. Binding authority continued, because that continued for 4 long months. 609K in June, Genesis got licensed. And then July, 415K, that's when Jackie started, okay? And Madi got promoted to customer service manager. And then August, 388K, so we're still going down here. And this is a month where Farmers made a decision. So we waited 4 long months, and Farmers finally told us what they did. It was a very nerve-wracking time for us. And they made their decision, and I went to Hawaii, and then I came back, and Laura got promoted to agency manager. That's also when Iris joined us too. And then September is 275. This is really rock bottom here. This is when all the quitters quit, 5 of them total. And I went to the agents conference in Palm Springs and trying to search for answers. And that's kind of what started planting the seeds for what's happening right now. So that was definitely a tough month with everybody, not knowing who's going to stay, who's going to go. Farmers' decision really was brutal for us, and sales-wise too. So from there on out, we had to regroup. We figured out who really wants to be here. October, we got back to 361. That's when Jay started, Diana started, and Wendy started a week later. And then this is when Enrique won his first Agent of the Month award. He won in November 314. This is when I went to Bogota. And then Lupe came back, was huge for us. And then December, we got back to 369,000, and then Christian joined us. That's what happened last year, and this is what it kind of looked like. I think this is also very much mirrors a lot of just insurance business in California in general. But I think what's important is that, okay, we see something happening here, right? And then January was higher too. Again, and February is going to be higher too. So even though we got down here, it was a brutal year for us, the direction wasn't looking good, I'm really proud of the way we responded and then started turning things around right here, and now we're on the right track. But I also want to look at the big picture here, 2023, because of the hot start we got into, we did sell $5.7 million worth of premium. And that is more than what we did in 2022. I don't think a lot of insurance companies or agencies could say, hey, in total sales, we actually sold more in 2023 than 2022. In 2022-21 was 3.8 million, and then 2020 was 2.8 million. One of the things that I'm really big on is every year we want to get bigger, we want to be writing more policies, and that is something that we were able to accomplish last year. And thanks to, I think, one of the things is that I just was committed to growing our team. You know, a lot of skilled insurance agents were out there, and many of you guys here that had, you know, great experience and licenses that just weren't in the right opportunity. And I was very happy to bring him in, even though it wasn't a great year for me financially. But we grew from 23 team members. Last year we had 16 team members. And now we have 25, okay, with a couple of our newer team members just joining us. So yeah, so this is kind of the theme of the meeting. I just want to, you know, this is really an opportunity for me to really appreciate you guys and recognize you guys, but I still want to use this opportunity to kind of go over our major values of our agency. Who wants to take a guess of our top three, one of them?
Outwork everything.
Diana, you're on it. That's right. Okay, we're a hardworking team here. And that's how we got through last year. You know, all the ups and downs we went through, but at all times we had a great work ethic, and those are the ones that are still here. These are the values. If you guys believe in this, then that's why you're a good fit here. Positive attitude. Thank you, yeah. When things happen to you, you know, it really comes down to what type of attitude you have will determine how you react. And having the positive attitude really saved us last year. And I'm glad we had these values set up from prior, because when things happen, we're ready for them. Teamwork, yep. We are nice to everybody. Thank you guys, great job. You know, we're nice to each other, we're nice to our clients. Okay, those are our three main values. And I think when I recognize everybody, I'm going to be able to really share with you guys that many of you guys really have these characteristics. And I'm really proud of you guys for believing in what I believe in. We have the same values. All right, so what do you guys want to call the 2023, the word of the year? Patience is a good one.
The comeback.
The comeback, yep.
Wait.
The struggle year, okay. To survive, I like that one. Okay. That's what we did. We persisted, we're here, and I'm really just, once again, proud of us. So let's get into some of the award winners here. Before we started, we have two team members that just started with us after the year ended. So let's bring them up on the stage. We have, Janelle and Samantha. Who remembers doing this last year?
I do.
All right, so Janelle, why don't you start with us? What's your background, and also let's share us a fun fact.
My background before this, I was working at a firm and just doing invoices between third parties and stuff like that, and I was a receptionist there as well. Before that, I was bartending for about 4.5 years, so that was fun. Don't invite me out, I will not drink anymore. Fun fact, I was in cheer for 8 years, I did tennis for 4 years. I'm still pretty active, I like to move around a lot. And honestly, I like to travel. I've been to Canada like 3 times. Thailand once, Israel twice. So I'm trying to get those stamps on my passports for sure.
All right, great. Let's welcome Janelle. And then Samantha.
Okay, I'm a little bit awkward, I'm sorry. My name is Samantha. I haven't had a chance to meet everybody, but thank you for being welcoming. Before this, I was at State Farm, and I was there for about a year. And then before that, I was working at Nordstrom's. And that was before I left my other insurance job. But before I got into the insurance industry, I managed a makeup academy. And a fun fact about me is that I am a mom, and my son is half Vietnamese, half Mexican.
Nice.
All right, great. Well, let's welcome our future superstars. Thank you, guys. So first-time winners are special because this is their first award ceremony with us. And our very first person started in December of 2023. Over 5 years of insurance sales experience. Okay, so here's another story of being persistent is when he was the top producer at an Allstate agency. You know, when you're usually a top producer, you usually have a solid career. But because of the industry market and stuff like that, and many of you guys came from Allstate really, the opportunity started dwindling, and then he was moved to customer service, and he was literally the last person that the agency owner kept. Had a great letter of recommendation. Thanks to Genesis, we got a chance to meet, and I said, hey, do you think the insurance business is still for you? Because I wouldn't blame you if you're going through all these ups and downs, maybe you have doubts about the business, but he said, oh, absolutely. So that shows persistency that he wants to win in the insurance business. So glad that he's on our team now, and that he's going to take his career to the next level. It was only 1 month, but very strong attendance and strong phone hours, very strong indicator of future success with us. So let's give it up for Christian Palacios. He also dressed very well for this occasion.
I think he got dressed.
Yeah. When I said you had to, the dress requirements, I didn't think he took it seriously. I was kind of being sarcastic, but I appreciate it. But dressing for success. Another first-time winner we have, Wendy Perez.
Oh, Wendy.
Okay. So Wendy started with us in October of 2023 and was at the main place wall working in security. She is showing that she is an extremely fast learner. And for November and December, she just started, but she ranked in the top 3 in customer service tickets, payments, phone hours, and phone calls, and great in attendance too. So we're really excited for her. Great fit for our agency as far as working hard and being nice to teammates and having a positive attitude. So yeah, really excited for her future here. And right now, she's currently studying for her test, so let's all wish her luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have a lot of first-time winners this year. She is not with us today because she's sick, but let's get up for Diana. Okay. She was working at Disneyland, and she joined us. She really ranks high in the very nice category, right? Always smiling, always positive attitude, and that's the type of fit we are. And then also just being a great fast learner too. So she's also studying hard for her test, so let's wish her luck. All right, well, this is not a stranger. She is not new to us, but this is, I guess, technically her first time winner. We have Jay. So she started in October 2019, but she was back with us October 2023, sorry, yeah. Another story of, the insurance business kind of going the other way with working at State Farm. And maybe the lead opportunity or sales job or the customer service roles that she was in, she just didn't see the financial incentives maybe. So she came back and she averaged 34,000 for 3 months, 93% attendance ratio, second in closing ratio. She finished in the top 2 in December with 49,000. And it was a time when she joined us is when we really needed people to just want to be here. I really wanted that feeling of like, hey, who wants to be here? And who could work the late shift and close some deals for us? So you could say a lot of things about her, but one thing I do really appreciate about her is that she wants to be here, and that will to want to be here and help us is something that I really appreciated. So let's give it up for Jay. The next first-time winner, I'm really happy to present to you guys, Iris. So Iris started with us in August, and before this, she was an independent life insurance agent. And we all know how difficult that is. So really happy to have her back with working with us. 91% attendance. She was a customer service rep of the month, September and October. Also, fast learner. I think one of the things that we could really all agree is that just great attitude and just a great teammate. Mari was so busy training people, and we actually had, I think it was Day. Yeah, it was Day, and Mari was just getting her license, and she really needed to start selling, and she was just getting overwhelmed, and without any direction from any one of us, she just said, "Hey, sit here, I'll help you." And that is definitely a trait that we all value. You know, someone who's willing to take their time and to help others succeed and train brand new people. We all know that's not an easy job, but someone who has the kindness and the heart and the patience to do that, that is something we really appreciate. And not only that, life license, selling life policies, and just a great overall teammate that we're really happy to have with us. So let's get up for Iris. All right, more first-time winners. Doesn't seem like a first-time winner, but this is for first time here. Let's get up for Jackie. Yeah, so Jackie passed her personal license test. That is something. It's very fitting because we're talking about persistency, and not giving up. So really proud of her. I mean, was a bartender, okay, first in attendance for the whole year, 105% for the whole year. Hustle Award winner from August to December, so that's 5 straight months. CSR Award winner, November and December. Someone who really helped out our customer service levels. So I would just say that, just from, even though it's only been 7 months, it's just one of the hardest workers I have seen in this business, and that is going to be a huge indicator of our future success here. So we got a lot of future superstars here, but Jackie just had a tremendous year, really almost saved our customer service department single-handedly. So let's get up for Jackie. How do you feel passing the test? Really?
I was so stressed out. I'm just really happy that I finally passed it.
Yay. Just love seeing that, I got licensed, it's going to be 20 years in April. So I still remember that day, and it is something that makes a big difference in our careers. So for her to see her getting it, and it's just a start for her, so I'm really excited. All right, and we have somebody who's not here because she takes Wednesdays off, but let's get up for Ayaka. Ayaka's very quiet, in the corner with Yu-chan, but one of the things that she really helps us out with is she's just a master at Excel spreadsheets. And that is something that we just need a lot of help with, just organizing things. And she will show me formulas and stuff like that I haven't even seen before. So just being, kind of in the background, but helping us is something that she definitely did for us. All right, we're getting to some heavy hitters here. Who do we have next? Enrique started with us. April 2023. Again, persistency is the word of the year for all of us here, including Enrique. He had an all-state agency. Talk about persistent, but he had to still keep paying rent, even though he was working with us here. But he still didn't give up in the business. 6 in total premium sold. 35K average, which is 4th for the whole year. For the whole year, he was 100% attendance, second to only Jackie. 88% retention ratio, which is second. In just those months he was with us, 15 business policies, which is second. Top 3 4 times, and really just finished the year extremely strong because he was the agent of the month the last 3 months of the year. So I think in this business, I see it with Laura too, but the superstars really have 2 things that works with them. One of them is just hardworking, just always here, always on the phones. But another thing is a little bit harder to control, but it's also how smart you are, like how much information you can retain, how much you can understand the product. So being smart, some people have that advantage, but hardworking, that could be something that you need to work on. But when you have both factors, when you're hardworking and smart, that's what makes a sales superstar, insurance superstars. Enrique is definitely one of them. So let's get it for Enrique. Oh, there it is. Big smile. Congratulations. Next time you're gonna bring it in, okay? And someone who just started a month before Enrique, who do we have? Alexis. Let's go for Alexis. Actually, he started in April too, or April or March? March, yeah. So same thing, had an all-state agency. Okay, and what a teammate here, okay? 96% attendance, always here, always helping us out. 87% of retention, which means the clients he sets up stays with us. 4 life policies, which is second in the agency. Life policies was important last year too. And someone who just really understands what the agency needs. He referred us Enrique and Jackie, so 2 superstars there. So think about how big of a difference that made for our year. Top 3 in sales 3 times. Agent of the month in September. And then I think one of the things, these are the type of things he does that really don't show up in stats, is when he just said, hey, I'm willing to help out Jeanette. Let's have her sit over here. And we know what type of difference that made in her year. So that's the type of teammate she is. A great teammate. You know, insurance business could be sometimes stressful and a lot of things happen, but someone who keeps the mood light and keeps us all smiling. So in a lot of ways, hard worker, great teammate, positive attitude. Again, someone who fits our core values. Let's get up for Alexis Ortiz. He thought it was awkward, but I didn't. Who was right before Alexis? We got Jeanette Martinez. March 2023, working at Pronto, and probably the same thing, you know, the opportunity is not going that well, different agencies, and she just wanted a new opportunity where she could make money because insurance sales is definitely her thing with over 20 years of insurance sales experience. 202,000 policy, 2,000 in premium she wrote, which is 8th place. She was 90% in attendance, and she was number 1 in closing ratio for the whole year. Again, hardworking, nice to her clients, nice to us, and great positive attitude. True sales professional, really somebody who helped us understand the broker fee world because, again, we didn't know that much about it, and her experience and her skills is something that really helped us out last year. So let's get up for Jeanette Martinez. Congratulations. I thought you said I want a hug. Wait, what? Another first-time winner. All right, who do we have right before? That's right. Let's get up for Lupe Alvarado. You know, the theme continues with persistency because we could talk about, you know, financial difficulties or hard to sell or underwriting and stuff like that, but it's a whole nother level when you're having health pain and issues. So Lupe joined us. She was a what do you call it? Phlebotomist before, brand new to the insurance business, really motivated, and just got her license on her very first try. But right when she started with us, she started feeling back pain, and had to have major back surgery 3 times. 3 times. Was out for 5 months. 5 months. I bet there were some dark days there, you know, bedridden, not being able to move, and just kept on, you know, having a positive attitude. Every time I would check in on her, she just said, hey, I'm blessed to have people around me that are supporting me, looking at the positive. And I think whenever you're going through difficult times, that's what we do here too, is we try to be there for each other. And you can't do it by yourself and still be grateful for what you can do. So she came back in November and she was ready to go. So just very short amount of time she was here, just knows that, you know, she's super smart, super hardworking. We already talked about the persistency part and positive attitude. So thank you for showing us what it is, what it means to be persistent. And congratulations for her first time winning this award here. Let's get up for Lupe. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, of course. You just know when someone's hardworking, smart, nice, you know, and positive attitude, then I will be as patient as necessary. All right, first time winner. We also have somebody that started earlier in the year.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get up for Victoria. So yeah, Victoria also came from an independent broker. She wrote 152,000 with a high of 33,000 in June. So thank you for joining us and showing us that, you know, there's opportunity here in this insurance agency to make money. I'm really proud of her. I really want to give it up for Victoria for being solid for us all year long. Let's get up for Victoria. Great job, Victoria. Yay. All right, so the first time winner, the last one of our first time winner is Mari. Again, the story of persistency continues because 2022 was a year right before she joined us was a difficult one for her, I'm sure. Tell us about it a little bit.
I had heart surgery.
Yeah, so surgery is tough, but when it's your heart, it's even more scarier. And not knowing what's going to happen. But January, maybe it was a new year, but she was ready to go, and she came to our office. And you never know how new hires end up. It was just, okay, let's see what happens type of thing. And who would have known that this is what would have happened? 97% attendance. Try doing that with 3 kids. Third in payments total. 3 life policies, that's third. Got life license in May. Got her personal lines license in September. Referred us Alexis. You know what that happened with Alexis referring us Enrique and Jackie. And she was promoted to customer service manager in only 6 months. So one thing about her, there's so many different things we could say, but one of the things I really want to emphasize and really want to appreciate her is that she cares. So let's get up for Mari Romero.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're all wearing shoes we're not used to today. Now we're getting into the 2-time winners here. So 2-time winner we have here for the 2nd year now, Espedi. Espedi started with us in December 2022. Same place from Victoria, came from an independent agency, and she's had some success in insurance sales prior to, but the business kind of goes up and down, and was looking for a new opportunity. And she came back to us. She had an incredible year with 426,000 written. That's third on her whole team. 35K average, which is also third. 16% closing ratio, which is second. Referred us Victoria. Not only referred us to her, but also trained her on it. When it comes to just sales skills, man, just off the charts when it comes to knowing how to talk to people, knowing what type of products, how they work, and someone that I mentioned to you guys last time, but from the very day one, from when I first interviewed, I said, hey, this person has sales skills. I just had an intuition, and 7 years later, she's proven me right. So let's get up for Espedi. You're welcome. You got it. Congratulations. All right, and then we also have a 2-time winner. Let's get up for Jamie. So Jamie started with us in October. She was an auto mechanic before. Great sales skills there, 13% closing ratio, which makes her 4th in the whole team. Last year was a year, she started with us in January as a customer service, started the year as a customer service rep, but got her license in May. And then in October, even though it was really hard month for us to sell policies, she wrote 24,000. Also helped us with Lupe during the year too. So let's get up for Jamie for having a great overall year. All right, and then we have somebody that we all really enjoy having on our team here, 2-time winner. Is Eva. Eva started with us in September 2022. For the overall year, because she started from January, she was #1 in most payments taken. A 3rd in total phone calls. She was a Hustle Award winner in June, and the customer service rep of the month in June too. So no matter what happens with Eva, no matter what's going on, she always brings a positive attitude for us and energy for us, and that is something that we really appreciate, is somebody who really brings energy into the office. So let's get up for Eva.
Thank you, Dad.
Congrats, Eva. Thank you. We have Genesis. Fun fact, Genesis and Eva started at the same day. So that was a great day for us, for our agency, September 2022. This is how her year went: 94% attendance, 2nd in payments overall, 5th in phone calls, 3rd in total phone hours, 5th in closing ratio, 12%. And she had a great overall year for us because half of it she was doing customer service because she got licensed in June. So half the year she was really stood out as a great customer service help for half the year. And then the second half, once she got licensed, she really started increasing her numbers. One of the things that we also appreciate is that bringing in Christian and also training him too. And again, you never know when you hire somebody, with 0 relevant experience at all, young. But sometimes I just want to give them the chance to see what they make out of it. You never know. It's just really just a gamble. But thank you for proving me right and believing you. Let's get up for Genesis. Congratulations. All right. Later on, I'm going to wed them. So afterwards, just everybody hang on. 3-time winner, Yeah, a lot of special people are here. We want to give it up for Judith. So Judith started with us in July. She wrote 229,000 in premium, which makes her 7th place, 5th in total phone hours, 90% retention, which makes her number 1 in retention category, really meaning that the clients she writes stays with us. You know, that must mean a lot when it comes to likability and people trusting in her. Had a great month in February, 34K was her best month ever. She also referred Wendy, and then is also training her as well. So someone who's always been strong with training people. And one of the nicest and smartest and funniest people that I've ever met. So huge part of our team, and being now a 3-time winner at such a young age really is somebody who's going to be valued and appreciated for a very long time here. So let's get it up for Judith. All right, so we have another 3-time winner here. She has won some major awards in the past too. So 2021, she was a customer service rep of the year. So we're gonna get into the major categories in a little bit too. And then 2022, most improved player of the year. So she started with us in April 2021. Premium-wise, 390,000, which puts her 4th on the whole team. Average 32K, 98% attendance. First in phone hours.
No.
First in phone calls.
No.
65,000 in March. Let's get it up for America. Yay. All right, and then we have some 4-time winners now. Some veterans, some seniors. No, man, I mean like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, in the 4th year. You know, that's what. Let's get up for Diana. Started in August of 2022, right in the smack of pandemic. She made the right choice of finding the right career for her. 355,000 in premium, which is 5th place. 29K average. 2nd in total phone calls. 2nd in total phone hours. Wrote 44,000 in February, and finished 2nd place in September too. One of the things that I could tell about her year is that sometimes, you know, you really find out what people are made out of when you have bad news. You know, we had some people cry and bitch about it and become a victim. But what was interesting about hers is that after Farmers made a decision in August, her next 4 months, she averaged 30K, which is better than the prior 5 months when she averaged 22K. So her numbers actually went higher. So sometimes when you're faced with a challenge, you really find out what you're made out of. And when you're back against the wall, you have to go either way. And I think she's somebody who really exemplified what being persistent is about and what working hard for your family and her daughter is all about. So I'm really just proud of her, how she responded to that situation, and with hard work and positivity. So let's get up for Diana for a great 2023. So now for the 4-time winners, we're going to skip to the 7-time winners. 2018 Cross-Sell Agent of the Year, 2021 Dedication Award, that's for her 5-year anniversary, 2021 Outstanding Sales Performance Award. Let's get up for Kalia. So 549,000, which is 2nd place total, 45,000, 2nd place average, 4th in phone calls, 4th in phone hours, 65K in March, finishing the top 3 6 times. So sales skills, activity level, when she's here, she's just so focused on trying to get sales, and somebody who is always here with a smile, great attitude. And 7 years here, that must mean that we have the same beliefs, because if something didn't align, hey, I'm a hard worker, sometimes people just don't agree with that. Or if they don't want to be positive, they don't want to believe in themselves, or they just don't want to be nice, then things don't work out in the long term. But 7 years is something that really shows that she does believe in the same things I do. So let's get up for Kalia. We have another 7-time winner here. 2021 Dedication Award winner. Who do we have? Yu-chan. Let's get it up for Yu-chan. So it started with us March of 2016. So someone who doesn't get enough credit here. Someone who never misses. Someone who never gets sick. Someone who is extremely committed to our agency. and someone who really cares. I think last year was also a year of a lot of adapting, and so it is this year too. But with all these new carriers and new guidelines, we have to have somebody that's organized, and that is her strong suit of looking at the details and making sure we are compliant and doing the right things. So, another thing that I really value is loyalty, and that is something that I really appreciate because not only does she help us with the agency, but also helps me personally with our family too. So thank you for everything you do for us, Yu-chan.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys took some votes here, so now we're gonna get into some fun categories here. This is all you guys voted. So first thing first, we have the DKIA Comedian of the Year. Jamie and Eva tie for second. But first place goes to Alexis. No, there's no trophy for this one. No, not in a hug. The best decor of the year. We have Victoria getting votes. This video also got votes. The first place finisher was Lupe. Now you have a little bit more space too. So. Healthy Living Advocate of the Year. Third place was Eva. Second place was Yu-chan, which is even with all those snacks that you guys voted for. Laura. Best Dress of the Year. We had Jeanette and Iris tied for third. Genesis was second, and for the third year in a row, let's get it for Diana. The third year in a row, yep. Positive Vibes of the Year. This is an important category, with what we went through last year. Being positive is very much appreciated. I think everybody helped us do that. Third place, we have Mari. Second place, we have Laura. And Jay is right because it is Eva for Positive Vibes of the Year. All right, so congratulations to everybody. Now we're gonna get into the major award categories. Major award categories, before we get in there, I also want to give shout outs to some people in the background here. Let's get up for Mo. Social media, some of you guys have found us through our Instagram ads for recruiting. A lot of our clients have found us through, our advertising on Google and Facebook and Instagram. So it's not that hard making us look good, but it is hard to make me look good, but he does it. So marketing and content creation is a big part of business these days. So he's definitely a huge part of our operation. So let's get it from Mo one more time. And then we have John all the way out in New Jersey, helping us with our Keep. That's a big part of what we do here. So I do want to thank John too. And also just to everybody, that is part of our family that's not here today. I think there's so many people that help us, motivate us, and help us with our professions. Many of it is our partners. Want to really take your time to maybe thank them if you guys have a chance, because they definitely supported you guys this year. Maybe your babysitters, maybe your in-laws, your kids. Anybody who has supported you Stay Positive this year, I just want to give a shout out to them, and I want you guys to give a shout out to them too, because business is a team. Even though we're a team here, you guys have your team outside of work, and anyone who has done anything financial has had a team around them in work, but outside of work too. So let's give it up for them as well. I still consider this a major category, the Teammate of the Year. So being a good teammate is what we're all about, and this is going to be her second year in a row winning this award. 2022, she won this award as being the top sales agent, which is very difficult. A lot of times in business or in sales competition situations, the top sales agent is usually not the best teammate, because a lot of times in competitive environments, they're really looking out for themselves, so they don't really get these type of team votes. So last year was amazing. Now this year, she also did it with half a year being a manager. So being a manager and also being a great teammate, that's also another challenge too, because when you mess up, you have to be held accountable. So this really speaks volume of how helpful she is for everybody. So being a great teammate is all about it's all about how much you help and how much value you bring. And she must be helping you guys out a lot because she is your teammate of the year, but she is obviously my teammate of the year too. Let's get up for Laura Martinez. Congratulations. And then we have a DKIA Teammate of the Award. Teammate is just such a big, that voting was so important to me that I just decided to give another award for this one. So this is technically the second place finisher. But, just someone who has, I already mentioned it, but looking at the details, helping us stay organized, her support and skills is so important to us. And you guys voted for her yourselves. So let's give it up, the DKIA Teammate Award winner to Yu-chan. Congratulations. All right, and then we have the Rookie of the Year. So this is a tough category because we have so many rookies in 2023, so many future superstars. When she first joined us in 2023, we had no idea what this year is going to look like. I had no idea that it was going to be this challenging. And we already had a lot of skilled agents at that time. But in 2022, she had a huge health scare, and she had a tough year health-wise. But I could just tell she was ready for a new opportunity and a new outlook on her new year. She got both her licenses last year, referred us Alexis, who later on became the agent of the month, 1 month, who referred us Enrique and Jackie. So we just talked about how much Alexis made a difference, but without this agent, without this team, it wouldn't have Alexis to begin with. Customer service was just a mess at that time, and whatever the situation of the agency, like I need help with this, she was somebody that came up with ideas and with taking tremendous amount of action. So that's why she was promoted to customer service manager just after 6 months. 97% attendance, trained Jackie, and you know how much Jackie did for us, trained Iris, and just until yesterday, she was also helping out Lupe with sales too. So also closes the office for us. One of my main things always was like, hey, I have to be the first one here, last one to leave, but with so much responsibility, I feel like I could trust somebody. I could leave the office a little bit sooner and leave the office in good hands with this person. And when you have a challenging year, you never know which team member really steps up for you. And she was there way more than I expected to in the beginning, help her through the difficult times. It's incredible what she was able to do for us, what type of difference she made for us in year number 1. So let's get it for Maria Romero. Now, the next category is Hardest Worker of the Year. So this is kind of like our Hustle Award of the month for the whole year. Hard work and consistency is one of my core principles of this agency, and this is just based on numbers here. Most hours worked for the whole year. From January to December, most calls with 9,500 calls. Second place with 7,000. Big gap right there. Most phone hours, close to 800 hours on the phone. Second place is 500 hours. And sometimes you don't really think of, this as a huge category, but hard work does pay off because if you look at the year-to-date numbers, as far as how much you make in a whole year, she ranked number 2nd only behind to Laura, which is, the number that really matters, right? So just being consistent, whatever, she had a difficult year too because she was one of the agents that farmers made a tough decision on for no right reason, but was just still consistent, so much emotional stability, and one thing is to work hard, but to be consistent all year long. I really appreciate this member for being loyal and having goals, and someone who I really believe in strongly. So thank you for hustling with me all year long. Let's give the Hardest Worker of the Year award to America Soto. Congratulations. Customer Service Rep of the Year. So improve our products was a major theme of 2023. We can't consider ourselves nice And that's one of our main things, like being kind if we're not even able to answer our phone calls. We're really in a dangerous situation. We need the customer service really bad. And we have developed a lot of great customer service in 2023. But for this year is someone who completed the most CSR tickets for the whole year. She also trained, we already mentioned it, but Jackie Iris. And she was a customer service rep of the month 3 times this year. Also promoted to customer service manager, 97% attendance, and really helped us build a foundation this year. Let's give it up for a natural leader. I think that's kind of in her DNA sometimes as a leader. And once again, someone who truly, truly cares about our agency. I want to give up the 2023 Customer Service Representative of the Year to Mari Romero. Now the Outstanding Sales Performance Award. So this is going to be like our annual top 3 categories. So she was top 3 in sales, $426K for the year, 35K average, rose 65K, second in closing ratio. She just showed a lot of humility, wanted to come back with us. And we had some questions. You know, people change. People change through their experiences. And someone that got better, because you're only getting better or worse every single year. And this is definitely a person that is getting better, and she is going to continue to get better. And that's what I believed in since day one. So a sales superstar, really knows all the sales skills, so nice to the clients, really knows how to talk to them. And I truly, truly believe this is just the beginning of her making big money with our agency. So let's give it up for our Outstanding Sales Performance Award to Espedi Santos. Yeah. Now you know. First of many. And then another outstanding sales performance. This is second place for the whole year. 549K, 45K average. 65K was her best month. When she was first started here, she was 19 years old. One of the great things about this business really is you get to see people's growth, you know, and that's really fulfills me and makes me feel worthwhile with what I'm doing is when I see you guys take advantage of an opportunity and use insurance as something that improves your life situation. So since then, she's been married, wife, she's a mom now, a homeowner, and just someone who just comes in here with a smile and with a positive attitude and just has stayed loyal and just puts up numbers month after month. So let's give it up to Kalia De La Cruz. You're such a kid. That's great. I think Kalia set the tone of me believing, because at that time I was like, what should I do? Commercial Agent of the Year, 60 business policies in 8 months. And now she is our agency manager. We're so blessed to have her, because if you want to learn how to write business policies, we have somebody in our office that's literally her job is to help us write more business policies. So someone with so much knowledge and is really going to help us take us agency to the next level with these meetings that she prepares for us. Let's give it up for Laura Martinez. All right. The Life Agent of the Year with 13 policies sold. Last year was a big deal. This year is even a bigger deal, but also has our meetings now, 13 bi-weekly meetings to help our life agents learn how to sell life insurance. A lot of money in this category. And last year, in 8 months, she sold 13 policies. So let's give it up for our agency manager, Life Agent of the Year. All right, congratulations. But I think you should stay up here, though. All right, so who do we have here? Agent of the Year. 11-time winner. Last year's Agent of the Year. All the awards that she won this year. 2021, same thing. She had her 10-year work anniversary. 2010, Agent of the Year. Keeps going. 2019, 5-year anniversary in 2017. Agent of the Year award, Customer Service Agent of the Month of the Year, 2 years in a row. Rookie of the Year, all the way back in 2013. So let's give it up for our Agent of the Year, Laura Martinez. The year was 2012. My office was in Old Town Tustin. And when they say Old Town Tustin, it was fitting because our office was old. And I was still new in the business, and I just needed help. And I just put, back in the days, how you hire people was off Craigslist. So I put a Craigslist ad out there that said, Farmers Insurance Customer Service Rep, $11 an hour, in all caps. And she showed up, and with an expired license, because she used to work for Freeway, but it expired. And I was like, hey, that's still a license, let's go. Something you guys may not know, but it took her 3 years to become Asian of the Year, even though it seems like she was an Asian of the Year every single month. But at that time, her story was she was a single mom. Maddie was 10 months old, her daughter, and her baby daddy was in jail. And her car would break down frequently just to try to get to work. So we came a long ways, Laura, but it's all through hard work, being positive. And I think last year was a great example of what she was able to do. But let's go over some of her numbers here. In 8 months, she wrote 861,000. So her average was 106,000. She was Agent of the Month. Talk about consistency. 6 years and 1 month in a row. That's 73 months in a row. 73 months in a row, she was Agent of the Month, meaning that she may have vacations, she may have different stuff happen in her life, but still was #1 in sales for that many months in a row. What I'm more proud of than her numbers last year is how she faced adversity, because she was one of the agents that farmers decided to terminate. And it's sometimes a little hard, and I could really understand if you had a great run with maybe not that much adversity for the first 10 years, every year getting better and every year getting better, and all of a sudden being hit with something. How do you respond? Now your job duty is completely different. Instead of focusing on sales, now it's focusing on everybody else, just a whole 180 of what your job is about now. How do you respond? And sometimes you really don't know how you respond until it happens. So this year is something I really found out that I always believed in, that she truly is a champion, because she took it like a champ. She adapted, had a great attitude about what's happening, and said, hey, what do we have to do? Let's get to work. So because of her skill, her knowledge, her know-how, our values aligning so strongly, it was an easy choice for me to make her the agency manager. And now she is opening up so many things for me to come up with different ideas, making my job so much easier. So as a team, I really appreciate her for being loyal as she is, and really showing me what it is to become a true champion in this business. So let's get up one more time for Laura Martinez. Now, unbelievable 9 years in a row, Agent of the Year. Let's get into a special category here before we close this category. Yeah, the word of the year is persistency. In life, a lot of fucked up shit happens. I'm sure all of you guys have gone through some stuff, and so it does in business too. And last year was pretty extreme, but it's going to continue to happen. So why be persistent? All right, so I like to say, being persistent is really the key here, because in life, always something's going to happen. You're always going to come through a situation where you're going to have to face pain. If you could get through that somehow, that's when you finally meet a newer version of yourself. Now, a lot of times people don't want to go through that pain because they just don't want to go through it, and that's why they stay at the same place. So to really grow, you really have to put yourself through these temporary pain, temporary struggles, when you're brand new, when you might not know what you're doing, or difficult challenges, but how you react to them is really what determines what you end up become. These 3 agents did not jump ships. They really showed mental toughness. And that's why I want to recognize with you guys these 3 winners, and I want them to come up to the front and give it up for Diana, America, and Laura. This is Laura's here. Oh. Yeah, let's hear from Laura, huh?
From me?
Yeah.
If I say something, they have to say something.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's been a hard year and emotional too. So having to take care of our mental health and everything, it's just, but I'm optimistic. Yeah.
Like what Laura said, when that happened, it was like, I feel exactly how you felt, but it's all about just trying, and I never thought about quitting here because I really like working for you, and I like everybody that's here, so.
I guess, yeah, obviously I'm on the same page. I feel like very blessed and thankful for Dan, you know, and everybody. You know, during that time, it was like unexpected just because we didn't, you know, we were just falling in love with everyone. You know, at least I didn't feel like we did anything wrong in that aspect, so I feel like it's kind of unfair. I don't want to break down, sorry. but yeah, just positive, thankful, blessed, and grateful for everyone. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, yeah, we're very grateful about you three too. You know, just all the uncertainty that we went through, what's going to happen. It was just difficult 4 months. And as you guys can see, not a lot of people respond the same way. So let's just try our best to support them. And I just really want to thank them for believing in me. Even though, you know, random things could happen to us in life, which can't be justified or explained, that how we respond to them as a team is so important, and the support. I just want you guys to know that all of us have your back and really appreciate you guys for really showing us, because that's how sometimes business goes, you know, just really uncontrollable things happen. But that's really an opportunity for us to show what you're made of. And that's what you three did for us, is you guys showed us how to respond when difficult times happen. So thank you for inspiring me. And for you guys believing in me, that puts even more responsibility for me to make sure you guys have the opportunity to keep winning here. So I'm committed to you guys, for you guys being committed to me, and I feel like I owe you guys the opportunity to even do better than how things were before. So we're gonna keep pushing here for them. We're also gonna try our best to write these life policies so we could talk to farmers about getting their appointments back. So we're just gonna have to do this as a team and support each other. So yeah, thank you guys for 2023, okay? We were tested in every single way, but we're still here. And we're just gonna keep the same theme here: hard work, teamwork, positive attitude. We really paid our dues. So last year we built the runway. This year we have momentum now, and we're gonna take off. Thank you guys. All right. Just in time for lunch, we'll take some pictures up there. Congratulate each other. And thank you for a great year.